Hi guys, welcome back to Canada Top to Bottom. A while back we made a video explaining the 5 biggest benefits of becoming a Canadian citizen, and you can find the link above. And today we're talking you through how to actually do it.
The first big thing to point out here is that you can only get Canadian citizenship and a passport once you've been a permanent resident, PR of Canada, and have lived in Canada for 3 years, or more accurately 1,095 days out of the last 5 years. We've got lots of videos explaining how to move to Canada and gain permanent residence, so check out the playlist linked above for some ideas about how to get that coveted PR. This video is for people who have their PR, have moved to Canada, and are now thinking about taking the next step. It might feel slightly premature to be discussing citizenship as part of our Get Started in Canada series, but if it's something you'd like to do one day, then it's a good idea to get organised as early as possible.
So, as we just mentioned, you need to have spent at least 1,095 days physically present in Canada, the equivalent of 3 full years, out of the last 5 years living in Canada as a tax-paying permanent resident before you can apply for citizenship. You need to make a note of any full days you spend outside of Canada as a permanent resident so that you can keep a track of when you hit that magic 1,095 days. Just to be clear, any day which you spend part of in Canada counts towards your 1,095. You only need to discount full days outside the country. We went to Seattle a few weeks ago, and because we left Canada on a Friday and returned on a Sunday, we only actually spent 1 full day outside Canada. We've got a spreadsheet where we track the number of full days we spend outside the country, just so we know as soon as we become eligible for citizenship. We have also added a link below to the government's online physical presence calculator, which is a really useful tool.
Something to be aware of is that there are a few exceptions to the physical presence in Canada rule. Generally, time spent outside Canada does not count towards your physical presence requirements for citizenship, except in certain situations. You can count time spent outside Canada toward the physical presence requirement for citizenship if you were a permanent resident and employed outside Canada with the Canadian Armed Forces, the Federal Public Administration, or the public service of a province or territory. You can also count time spent outside the country if you lived outside Canada with your spouse or common law partner who was a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, or your parent, in the case of a child, if they were employed with any of the above mentioned bodies.
There are some other criteria which might affect your ability to apply for Canadian citizenship, but for the vast majority of PRs, the 1,095 days is the key. Once you're eligible, you'll then need to pass a citizenship test and prove your proficiency in either English or French, and demonstrate you filed your taxes in Canada within the last 5 years. You'll need to provide a set list of documents and certain information about yourself, as well as a set of photos and a fee, which at the time of speaking is $630 per adult and $100 for anyone under 18 years old. We've put a link in the description box below to the official checklist for the citizenship application, as well as a link to the application homepage. Once you've submitted your application, all you need to do is wait until the Canadian government processes your application. The processing time right now is 27 months, but hopefully that will be reduced over the next few years as the backlog of immigration applications is dealt with.
Once your application is processed, the Canadian government will get in touch to organise your citizenship test and possibly an interview depending on your age and situation. If you're aged between 18 and 54, you'll have to take the test, and the interview will follow that. The interview is designed to confirm your eligibility, check your language level, and clarify any details that the government might need.
The citizenship test is not something to get too stressed about, and there are plenty of resources out there to help you prepare for it. The best resource is the official study guide called Discover Canada: The Rights and Responsibilities of Citizenship, which can be found for free on the Government of Canada website. As ever, we've inserted the relevant link in the description box below. The citizenship test is basically a short exam which assesses what you know about Canada, and it consists of 20 questions about the rights and responsibilities of Canadians, as well as Canada's history, geography, economy, government, laws, and symbols.
The Canadian government will assign you a time, date, and location for your test, and you'll need to take your PR card, the notice asking you to take the test, 2 pieces of personal identification, all your travel documents, and a certificate or diploma which proves your language ability in either English or French. Now, the proof of language ability isn't actually very clearly defined. There are lots of options depending on your situation. So we've put the link to the relevant web page below, and you can hopefully figure out for yourself where you stand.
When you get to the test, it will be 20 questions in the space of 30 minutes, and you need to get 15 of the 20 questions right in order to pass the test. Some of the questions are true or false questions, others are multiple choice. The test is usually written but may be done orally under certain circumstances, such as if you don't feel comfortable dealing with written English or French. After the test is done, you'll meet with a citizenship official for an interview where you'll be given your test results and your language skills will be assessed, your original application and documents will be checked, and it will be determined if you meet all the requirements for citizenship.
One thing to be aware of is that if you fail the test, then you can take it again, but if you fail it for a second time, then you'll have to have a hearing with a government official where you'll need to display your knowledge of Canada and your language proficiency. If you don't succeed in your hearing, then your citizenship application will be denied and you'll have to reapply.
Assuming everything does go well, you'll be given a date for your citizenship ceremony. Everybody over the age of 14 has to attend a citizenship ceremony and take the oath of citizenship. The ceremony usually takes place within 3 months of your citizenship test, and it's the ceremonial and literal end of your journey to Canadian citizenship. As well as taking your oath of citizenship, you'll receive your citizenship certificate, sign the oath of citizenship form, and sing the Canadian national anthem, O Canada.
Once the ceremony is done, you're a Canadian. Welcome. We've got a little longer before we're eligible for citizenship, but let us know if you've gone through this process. We'd love to know how it was. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do us a favour and hit subscribe before you go, and in return, we'll give you high quality Canada related videos every Wednesday and Sunday. See you next time.